Welcome to this empowering shoulder opening yoga flow, where the invigorating poses will leave you feeling open, free, and rejuvenated. Okay, let's get started up at the top of the mat in Tadasana. Interlace the fingers behind your back, extend the arms, and lift the upper chest. Bend the knees deeply and fold forward. Let those arms swing up behind your back, getting a nice stretch immediately through those shoulders. You can curve through the back. You can move yourself around a little bit just to finagle and find where all those little tight spots are. Just make sure you keep breathing. And gently release the arms. Keep the legs in chair pose and sweep the arms up by your ears. Keep the lower belly and the front ribs laced together. Nice engaged core. On your inhale, come all the way up through vertical Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse swan dive, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, hands come to the heart center. On your next breath, step back with the left foot and come into Warrior One. Get yourself nice and settled in the legs and the lower body, and then let the arms sweep up by your ears. It's okay if the hands don't touch here. You can open them up. Keep breathing. On your next breath, inhale, lift a little higher, and then exhale, open up into Warrior Two, turning the hips and the chest to the side edge of your mat. Make sure those hips are nice and level. And breathe here. You have the option of extending the arms or not. Inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reach up and back into Reverse Warrior. To intensify the shoulder stretch, bring your arms into cow face pose. So we want to hook the fingers behind our backs. The right arm is on top, left is underneath. Bring your head up towards your arm and squeeze the arm against the head. See if you can maintain the reverse warrior in the rest of the body and breathe at the same time. But gently release and come into extended side angle. Forearm can cross the thigh. Other arm can sweep up by your ear if you'd like. Or if you can go deeper, then by all means, take this where you'd like to. On your next breath, straighten the legs, come into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Now the top arm can stay extended up, or you can sweep it over your ear to lengthen through the shoulder and the upper back a little bit more. Inhale, come all the way up to vertical. Exhale, Warrior Two. Square the body off to the front edge of your mat, come into crescent pose. Exhale, settle into those legs and hips. On your next exhale, come into a twist in this crescent pose. So you can either bring the hands to your outer hip and thigh, or bring the hands to prayer and tuck the elbow. Whatever depth feels good for you today. Gently release. Inhale, come up to vertical. Exhale, slowly lower that back knee to the mat for low lunge. Let the foot release and breathe into your low lunge. Inhale the arms up by your ears. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Move that front leg back into plank. And lower down, knees and chest, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, press back, Down Dog or Child's Pose. Staying here for a few breaths. On your next inhale, lift the head. Exhale where you need to, and come up to the top of the mat into Ardha Uttanasana, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, Uttanasana, folding forward. Inhale, reverse swan dive, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, hands come to the heart center. This time, step back with the right foot, Warrior One. Keep the hips as square to the front as you can maintain. Inhale, sweep the arms up by the ears. Breathe here. On your next breath, go ahead and open up to Warrior Two. Heel toe that back foot till you find the width of the legs that are comfortable. Inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse warrior. Now again, you can deepen this for your shoulders, bringing the arms into cow face pose. Finding that connection behind you, whether it's fingertips or holding onto your shirt. Bring your head and arm together and see if you can maintain that reverse warrior position throughout the rest of the body. Inhale, come up through vertical. Exhale, extended side angle. And again, go to any depth that feels right for you on this side. On your next inhale, gently lift up and then exhale into triangle pose, Trikonasana. To intensify this, you can sweep the top arm over your ear with the palm down. Inhale, come up through vertical. Exhale, Warrior Two. Square the body off to the front edge of your mat. Come into crescent pose. Exhale, settle into those legs and hips. Then on your next exhale, go ahead and twist around over that front leg, either hands to the outer hip and thigh, or tuck the opposite elbow around the thigh, palms pressed together. On your inhale, come back up through center to your crescent pose. Exhale, slowly, slowly lower the knee to the mat for low lunge. Go ahead and release the back foot and then sink into those hips. Inhale, sweep the arms up by your ears, and exhale, stay here and enjoy the stretch. And go ahead and exhale, bring the hands down to the mat, find plank. And take your vinyasa, knees and chest or chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, press back, down dog or child's pose. Stay here and breathe. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift the head and come to a nice seated position, exhaling where you need to. Allow the legs to extend out in front for Paschimottanasana. Heels down, toes up. As you exhale, walk those hands down the legs and hold on to whatever you can reach. Now you can keep a nice long spine here if you'd like, or you can curl forward, whatever feels best on your body today. On your next breath, take your left hand and grab onto your right foot. Shift your weight so you can sit up and then lift that leg up. As you exhale, twist around towards that right leg and then see if you can balance and lift up the opposite arm. Let the head spiral around to your right. Now for your shoulder, you can bind that arm and that'll open your shoulder up ever so slightly. And go ahead and release, bend that floating leg, cross the ankle over your opposite thigh, and then come into seated pigeon pose. Step up the bottom foot towards your sit bone and sit up tall against the legs. Gently release the legs out in front and give them a good shake. Let's take the second side right away. Right hand to the left ball of the foot, lift the leg, extend it as it will go. See if you can find your balance and lift up the opposite arm to shoulder height, getting a nice beautiful twist along with this intense hamstring stretch. You can get the shoulder included by binding the floating arm. Good. Bring it back to center, bend that floating leg, cross the ankle over the opposite thigh, and step up the bottom foot for seated pigeon. Sitting up tall against the legs, breathe into the hips. Gently release the legs, give them a little shake out. Scoot forward on your mat. And if you're inversion free, set up your props so that you can recline safely. If you want more ideas on how to do this, check out the link in the description below. Find your way into bound angle pose, bottoms of the feet together, knees out to the side. Hold on to the ankles or the arches of the feet, sit up nice and tall, and then exhale, hinge forward. Elbows can gently press the thighs downward. Keep the chest open and breathe. On your inhale, come up through vertical. Exhale, close the legs and give yourself a little rock from side to side. Roll back ever so slightly onto your sacrum. Float the legs up for boat pose, Navasana. Arms can extend if the balance and the strength are there. You can also extend the legs for full boat pose if that's where you are today. Just make sure you're still breathing. Bring the hands to the legs, feet to the mat, and slowly roll down through the spine. Step the feet up so they're nice and flat on the mat, and just lie here for a moment. Feel the feels as you start to release into the mat. Then go ahead and hug the legs in towards the chest. You can be in stillness or you can rock slightly side to side. Release the legs, bring the feet flat onto the mat, about mat width apart, and then let the legs fall to the right. Now, this is a wider type of spinal twist, but you'll feel this through the lower back, but also the hips. Just breathe here. Enjoy the sensations that you're getting through the back and the hips. On your inhale, bring the legs back up through vertical. Exhale, legs fall over to the left. On your inhale, bring the legs back up to vertical. Exhale where you need to, and let the legs extend long for Shavasana. Mat width apart, falling to their natural rotation. Arms by your sides, shoulder height or lower, palms facing upward. If it's chilly where you are, put on socks or put a blanket over you to stay warm. Let your eyes close and take rest in stillness. start to deepen your breath. Find energy in your fingers, toes, wrists, ankles, hands, and feet. Bring the legs together underneath you, arms up by your ears for a big full body stretch. And hug the knees in toward your chest and give a gentle rock from side to side. Roll onto your right side into fetal position, bottom arm as a pillow for your head. Gently press yourself up to a seated position, eyes remain closed. Hands can press together at your heart center in prayer, or one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Use this opportunity to check in with how you feel after this practice. How do you feel physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and spiritually? Now take a few moments for some gratitude. What are you thankful for in this moment, and give yourself a few reasons why. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. See you next time.